All right, everyone, we're live. Got Iowa State Wrestling here with me today. Coach Kevin Jackson, Kyven Gadson, Michael Moreno, Tanner Weatherman, all with me today. We're gonna talk some Iowa State wrestling, talk some Iowa State duel coming up on Saturday. Just want to kick things off. Chat with Coach Jackson a little bit. Tell us about your team this year. Give us an overview. What do you guys got? What are you working with?
Well, Coach, Rich, we feel pretty good about the guys that we have in our starting lineup. We have 3 All-Americans returning. I think we have 7 or 8 NCAA qualifiers on the team, and so we got some pretty good depth, and we got some youth to go along with that. And started off the season pretty good. We always want better. We always hope for better, but we're improving every day. Our goal is to improve in every single match and continue to work towards that NCAA championship. So we're happy where we're at right now. We just have to buckle up and be ready for Saturday.
Awesome, Coach. And sorry, I should have mentioned this before, Coach. It's your birthday, 21st birthday again. So thanks for coming on your birthday.
You're the man, Rich. You're the man. Thank you.
We'll kick it over to you guys a little bit. I've got questions for all you guys, and just before I start with questions for you guys, if you're watching live right now, tweet us your questions or use the Q&A app on the screen, and we can get your questions into our guys while we're live on the air. I'll start with you, Kyven. A deep weight class for you, 97, one of the best weight classes in the country. What are your thoughts on your weight class and competing? You got a ton of tough guys in there. You're one of the top guys contending for that title.
Just to wrestle, enjoy wrestling, and get back to having fun with it. There's definitely some tough guys, like you said. The defending national champ, Jaden Cox, Scott Schiller, and then you have the up-and-coming, Kyle Snyder. So for me, it's just about having fun and wrestling to score points, and if I do that, then I'll be fine.
Awesome, man. You excited to get in there and compete with those guys?
Yeah.
We're all excited to watch that weight class. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got the the Cliff King Las Vegas invite, December after this weekend, after this Iowa duel. So don't want to look ahead to that, but just know what's coming. And then the Southern Scuffle. Well, we'll probably see Cox possibly, and then go through that second half of the season just trying to get on a roll and keep it rolling.
Who's the one guy you want to hit? Schiller's got to be high up on your list. You've beaten Cox before,
right?
So what? Who are you looking forward to?
I guess I'd have to say Schiller. That's the guy that's beat me 5 of my 10 college losses, 4 times last year. So that's a guy that's had my number, and if I don't figure that out, then I guess you can say I really don't deserve to be a national champ. So I don't say I'm looking forward to it, but it'd be nice to have that match again.
Awesome, and great hat as well, my man.
Thank you.
All the Iowa State guys got hats on today. Looking good. Mike, my man, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
All right, so just first question for you. Entering your senior season, you got 6th, you got 5th. You're one of the highest returning All-Americans. I think you're the second highest returning, next to Solzer. What are you looking forward to? What are you trying to? What do you have to do to get on top of that podium?
I think I'm not really a big believer in overthinking things. Trying to make things more complicated than they are. I have the coaches. If I trust my coaches, then they're gonna point me in the right direction. The biggest thing that I've done this year, as opposed to previous years, is just doing what they tell me to do. Just putting my head down and just doing it, and training with a purpose, and keeping everything in perspective. It hurts now, but it's going towards a big goal, and I think the biggest thing is just just that. Putting your head down and training hard, because you train hard, you put yourself through war every day, you put your body through hell every day. It's gonna pan out for you in competition. You're used to it by then. But on top of that, another thing is keeping staying emotionally level. especially with big, with big time matches. Iowa Dual, Cliff Keen, Scuffle, and especially the NCAA tournament. Trying to keep a level head. Just remind myself it's just another match. And surprisingly, the senior season, the last ride, is when it's been the easiest to do that so far. So, all systems go from here. We just gotta have fun. Not gonna have much time in college wrestling left doing what I love to do. So I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it. And I know if I do that and listen to my coaches, it's gonna be all right, and I'm gonna end up in a good spot. So just gotta have faith in that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. We'll kick it over to Tanner real quick. Tanner, how's it going, man?
Good, thanks.
Look pumped, brother. Look pumped.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, I mean, obviously with you, you've been close, round of 12 last 2 years. So what's it been like to get there, be so close? Now that you have that experience twice now, what do you have to do to get over that hump and get on that All-American podium?
Kind of going off what Mike said, just continue to train hard, do all the right things, make sure there's no stones unturned. So when I do get there, I know that I'm going to be an All-American instead of I might be in the mix. I want to know that the round of 12's not even in the picture. You're looking at the top of the podium instead of the top 8. So really just focusing on the ultimate goal, and that's to be a national champion.
So can you tell me what the Goose nickname comes from?
It started in high school. My brother and I were really close. The Top Gun, Goose Maverick sort of thing. Never left each other's sides, so it just kind of stuck.
Okay.
Yep.
Thought you were like a big-time hunter or something.
I am a big-time hunter, but that's not it.
Okay. Right on, man. Well, thanks, guys. I'm going to kick it back to Coach real quick. Coach, let's talk about the culture of your program a little bit.
Let's talk about Tanner Weatherman. He's a big-time hunter, big-time fisherman, big-time golfer. He's got a ton of hobbies. So I'm surprised that Goose didn't come from hunting either. I thought it would come from him being a big goose hunter.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Coach.
Tanner's goal is to get on the golf circuit. He wants to be a professional golfer after his wrestling career is over. And, we really struggle with him, keeping him on the mat instead of the golf course in the off season. But he's made that transition now. We got a pretty even split between golf and wrestling now, so we're good to go.
Might be all right now. It seems like all you Iowa State guys like to go golfing anyway. Duron Wynn's always posting.
Leave me out of that.
No?
Right? Give me basketball.
I went with Duron. I went with Duron the other day, like a couple weeks ago. We golfed like 18 holes. I golfed 9 and sat the rest in the golf cart. I'm done.
Hey, Rich, out of all 4 of us, Tanner golfs enough for all 4 of us. Me, Kyven, and Mike Moreno, we're not golfers, but Tanner does enough for all of us, and so we're hanging our hat on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually the reigning champion. Him and his family are the reigning champions of our Cyclone golf outing. I think it's 2 years running, maybe. So,
Right.
Somebody knock him off. I'm gonna grab the golf coach next door, and we're gonna challenge him this year.
Tanner, who wins? You or Duron?
Me.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Duron might think he's pretty good, though.
If Duron didn't play with those baby clubs, he'd be all right.
Awesome. Well, since you touched on it, Coach, talk about your staff. You got a big staff. You got a big RTC, Cyclone Wrestling Club. One of the best in the country.
Well, we're excited about what we got in place. What we have in place. The Paulson brothers being assistant coaches here. They've been locked into Iowa State and Iowa State tradition and program for a long time. No one wants to see Iowa State win more than those guys, and they're straight workers. The guys buy into them and their philosophies and their mentality, and they want to win as bad as anybody. So I'm really happy to have them on staff. We've added Angel Escobedo. Just a terrific person to have on staff. He's in the hunt to make a World Olympic team. I think he has all the tools, all the skills to make that team, and not only make the team, but to go for the gold. So we're really about him. We have several world team hopefuls, Olympic hopefuls, in our RTC training program. So we have all the pieces in place. We continue to get better. We continue to grow, and these guys are going to be a part of that. A couple of these guys might continue their wrestling career after after their senior year is finished, and we're looking forward to adding them to our senior level program as well. So we got all the pieces in place. We just got to continue to take those steps to accomplish what we set out to accomplish.
So while we're chatting with you, Coach, what are your thoughts on this Iowa duel coming up? You're wrestling on Saturday against Iowa, obviously big time matchup. They had your number last year. What's going to be the difference for you guys come Saturday?
Well, they've had our number for a couple of years now, and I mean we got to do our part to make it the rivalry that it's supposed to be, and so we're real excited about it. We're excited about the opportunity. It's a Gladiators arena. We're looking to hopefully get 15,000 in there. Screaming Hawkeye fans, and put a show on. We want wrestling to be on a pedestal, and this is one of the events that puts wrestling on a pedestal. It's an exciting event. We have the guys in our lineup that we feel are capable of performing at a very, very high level. We're going to need 10 men strong to wrestle the way they're capable of wrestling for us to give us a chance to succeed at that dual meet. So we're just looking forward to the opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and it's exciting time for us going into an environment like that, and it's all in preparation for the bigger picture. And if you can deal with that intensity of that match and wrestle under those circumstances and perform well, you can perform in any environment.
Awesome, Coach. And just to kick it over to the guys, just maybe your thoughts on wrestling Iowa. I guess I'll start with Kyven. It'll be your last time wrestling Iowa. It's a big time dual in-state rivalry. I don't know for sure who you'll be wrestling, but Burak is supposed to be their starter right now. So thoughts on that matchup, wrestling that guy in that arena. You're a senior. What's it all like?
It's awesome. I actually grew up in Iowa City, so when I was 12 and we beat Iowa State beat Iowa, I told my dad I was going to wrestle for Iowa State just like he did. And that was in Carver Hawkeye, growing up there. And so it's awesome. And, I didn't come to Iowa State to lose to the Hawkeyes. And to have this team that we have right now with these 10 starters, it's our chance this year to do something special and, shock some people outside of our room, not inside our room, because we believe that we can beat them. And we just have to just take advantage of that. But I think it's gonna be fun. I've wrestled Burak once. I haven't wrestled the other kid, Claprot. But whoever they throw out, and just gotta go out there and wrestle 7 minutes hard and look to score points. When you score points, it makes the match a little bit easier, and it makes it fun.
Mike, what are your thoughts? Similar scenario for you, senior, last time in Carver Hawkeye. You're wrestling Nick Moore, who's obviously highly ranked, as yourself. Big time matchup.
Yeah. Man, I'm having a hard time. We were in Michigan last week, and I had a hard time focusing on that duel. You're supposed to always focus on the next match. The guy that's in front of you. But I can't lie. I've been thinking about it a lot, and not necessarily thinking about my opponent. I don't want to give any indication that he's in my head or anything like that, because that could be farther from the truth. I think I'm the best wrestler in the country, but I'm not gonna lie. I haven't beat him in a duel yet. I got him at the NCAAs a couple years ago, but I haven't got him in a duel yet. So I'm really excited to go there and get it done and just shut things down for the Hawkeye crowd. Nothing would make me happier than to wrestle in silence. I've been an Iowa State fan my whole life. My dad wrestled here. Been wanting to go here my whole life. I've always had a relative distaste for the black and gold, and I still remember when Nick Possolano pinned Cole Pape to win the duel. All the way back, and I don't even remember the year.
That was 05.
05, yeah. So but at the same time, that's not good that that I remember that instance. It might have been the last time. So I definitely want things to change. I bleed Iowa State colors. I bleed cardinal and gold, and I'm gonna go out and do my part. And as long as we have 10 guys that do that, then we're gonna be all right. And I'm just excited to wrestle in Carver Hawkeye one last time. walk away with a win because I haven't done that yet, and and just show the state really that I'm the top dog at the weight class because it's my last opportunity to do so. So I'm revved up. If you can't tell, I'm getting long-winded, but I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
Ready to go, my man. All right. Well, I just want to switch it up just a tad because I know you both, Kyven and Michael, you both mentioned your dads just there, and I saw something interesting the other day that you both are the first two Cyclone wrestlers to All-American with your dads at Iowa State. First, maybe only, probably only. But what do you guys think about that? That legacy, that tradition. Iowa State has a rich tradition, long tradition of wrestling, and you guys are a cool part of it.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, it is what it is. You can't get hung up on some stuff, but I mean, when it's all said and done, after my career's over, I'll look back and it's something that's really special that me and my dad can share, and I'm sure Kyven would say the same. I'll let him say the same. He can say whatever he wants, but I think it's pretty cool.
Say whatever he wants. Yeah, it's awesome. One thing, I didn't have the opportunity for my dad to be there, but I still think it's something great that just my family can share. The Gadson legacy is awesome. That was a big reason why I chose to come wrestle at Iowa State, is because my dad and my uncle both wrestled here, and I wanted to kind of follow in their footsteps and do better actually than my dad did, because that's what he coached me to do, was to be better than him. And it's awesome to have the opportunity. I was when I was 17, that's when Coach Jackson came. He came on my birthday, and he was like, you know what, I want you to come to Iowa State. And I was pretty much sold right then. I didn't tell him, but I was sold right then, ready to sign on the line if he'd have brought the NLI, but had to wait until November to sign that. But it's awesome having the opportunity to follow, in my dad's footsteps and just have that bond with him, even though he's not here any longer. Just have that something that you can't take away. And technically, Mike was the first. Mike and Mike Sr. were the first father-son, but
Dibs.
All right. Fair enough. Well, cool guys. Thanks for sharing on that. Yeah. Tanner, kick it over to you real quick.
Yep.
So, I mean, what's it like to be a Cyclone? Every day to day, you're in there working with these guys. Give me your basically your recruiting pitch. What's it like to be a Cyclone?
It's great for me, especially guys my weight, 57 to 84 or 97. It's perfect. You got guys like Mike and Kyven who are maybe going to stay around, maybe not, and train at the CWC. Guys like Deron Wynn, and then both the Paulsons are right there. So the workout partners, you're not going to find any better. The facilities are awesome. We got 4 full mats, brand new locker room. It's top of the line. There's nothing like it.
iPhone 6.
Yeah.
iPhone 6. You got the Plus?
Nah, man, that thing's too big. It's like a little laptop.
No Plus. All right.
Plus, we got a fanny pack to carry it.
All right, fellas. So running a little short on time here. Let me go to some fan questions real quick. I've been talking too much. So this is for both Kyven and Mike. Are you guys planning on wrestling at the senior level possibly after this season?
Aha.
Yeah, I am for sure. I mean, for a while, I think it was just so much, like, it was so in the air. I've gone back and forth on it a lot. But, especially, after, like, last year started to wind down, I started to realize, I do not want to, stop wrestling. Obviously, I do not, I've been doing it my whole life. And B, I don't want to grow up yet. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna wring out the wrestling rag as much as I can, get everything I can out of it. I'm trying to make a world team, starting with the university world team next year, or this coming spring, and just work my way from there and give myself some time to make that. It's just another dream to capture, so why not?
Awesome. And
My case, as of right now, where I'm at, I'm just trying to finish this year off with a national title and then move forward from there. But where I'm at right now, I don't believe I'll be wrestling, on the senior level. But we'll see. Things change. Your mind changes often. But right where I'm at right now, I'm just trying to finish out and look at NCAA title in March.
Awesome. Kyven, another question for you. Outside of yourself, who do you think's the best guy at your weight class?
Well, I would have to say Scott Schiller. He beat me 5 times. So I guess you can't really say anyone else. in my case, you can't say anyone else, and that's something that I had to look into myself why I lost that many times last year and to the same person. We wrestled 5 times last year, twice at the NCAA tournament, 3 times prior to that, and I won the middle match, which when I won that match, I said it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen at the NCAA tournament, and it didn't. So that's something that I had to look at myself all summer and honestly reflect on why I didn't believe I won that match when it mattered the most.
So. Coach.
Yes.
Just a question for you. How did being Team USA's coach impact your coaching at Iowa State?
It's two different groups of athletes. I just think it affected my coaching just from a communication standpoint. I think when I first got to Iowa State, I was still kind of communicating with these young men like they were full-fledged adults at the senior level, and I think it affected performance a little bit. So I just kind of had to learn that these are young men right out of high school, growing to become who they are going to be, and I just had to realize that. But as far as the skills that we teach and the things that we present to our athletes on a daily basis, we're still teaching a world-class style of wrestling. We do believe that the guys that stay in our program that continue to compete internationally, they're going to be ahead of schedule because we're teaching flat-out baseline world-class skills that are going to be effective at every single level. So we're excited about getting guys like and Mike Moreno and I'm not letting Kyven out the gym just yet, so he can say what he wants to say, but I'm not letting him out the gym just yet. But seeing those guys on the senior level and producing like we know that they're going to be capable of once they get done with school. So not too much has changed. I think my communication has changed from the senior level to the college level. But as far as the coaching and what we're bringing to the table, as far as what we're teaching these guys, it's remained the same. But it's two different worlds when you really think about the Olympic level and what's being presented there from a national coaching position and a college coach. I really enjoy the process of just being around these guys each and every day and getting to know them and becoming family on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's just been the most exciting part for me is seeing Tanner mature and Mike Moreno and Kyven become the people that they are right now. And we got world-class guys. They're outstanding young men, and no one would say anything other than that about these guys.
Thanks, Coach. Tanner, my man, what's the best hype music to listen to before a match?
Best hype music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on the music, and I'm a big country music fan, so I'm going to go with country music, mainly because I don't listen to anything else. I grew up 10 miles from here, small town, country boy, hunting, fishing, that kind of thing. So I'm going country, George Strait.
George Strait.
That's my guy.
All right. Kyven, you look like you had some comment for that.
They both probably do.
I like Motown. I like Motown, but I don't listen to music either anymore. But my walkout song the past 3 years has been the 300 Violin Orchestra. It has a pretty nice drop to it.
All right. Very nice. Mike, where's your favorite place to wrestle?
Hilton.
The Hilton?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hilton or Wells Fargo. It was awesome getting to wrestle at NCAAs 2 years ago at Wells Fargo again. That was fun. But I mean, you can't say anything other than your home place. You know, your home arena. Love that place.
Awesome, man. Well, guys, that's about all the questions I got for you. Anything else for me before I let you go?
Yeah, I got one Twitter question while we were doing this.
Go for it.
From Trent Paulson's wife, who's got to be about to pop soon. She's about to have her kid. Trent's about to be a dad as well. But she asked if me and my brother Gabriel and Buff were these two dogs, and I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, man.
Which one would it be? So I kind of have to answer that for her, and I think I'd be Superman because, you know, Buff will actually probably make some money to be able to be Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to be making that kind of money, so that's your answer, Lindsay.
All right, guys. Well, Iowa coming up on Saturday, 7 p.m., right? Carver Hawkeye. Best of luck to you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you around soon.
We got to get you a poster for your background.
Oh, you don't like my poster, man?
All I see is Oklahoma.
You guys send me a poster. I'll frame it up.
All right.
All right. It's got to be autographed, though.
Of course.
All right. You guys rock. Thanks again for coming on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rich. We really appreciate you.